Got my biscuits. Can't do makeup without a snack. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we're going to be doing something quite exciting. So we're going to be reviewing / testing the new Anastasiabeverlyhills Norvina Pro Pigment Palette Volume 4. That is a mouthful. Wow. So just a brief little overview if you don't know who Norvina is. Norvina is the daughter of the founder of Anastasiabeverlyhills, and her name is Anastasia. So she is the daughter, but she's involved in a lot of the production and a lot of the behind the scenes things to do with the brand. So she did come out with a palette, I believe 2 years ago, like her first small palette. I'll put a little photo on the screen because I don't have it to hand. So she came out with her first like standard size eyeshadow palette from ABH, just like the long thin ones. So she firstly came out with that palette, and then late last year she came out with 3 other big palettes, so like this size. I'll quickly show you them now. Okay, so she came out with the first one, which is this one. This is the Volume 1 palette. Let me open it. She looks like this. She's really pretty. She's quite bright and colourful. I feel like when she first came out with this one, a lot of people were so excited because the colour scheme is quite unique. I think she came out with this one in September. I want to say September, August or September. I'll put it on the screen, I'm not 100% sure. And then not long after she came out with her other 2, I think these were like very close together. So she came, I think she really might have released them on the same day. So she came with Volume 2, which looks like this. Again, very colourful, very bright, quite different to what you see on the market. I don't think there's anything else out there that kind of like looks like this, or even the first or the third one. And then her third one, which looks like this, which is again very bright, very colourful. There's a couple of neutrals in this one, but mainly bright. So yeah, she came out with these 3 late last year, all around the same time. It was definitely between like September to October time, so like a little amount of time. She came out with them 3 and they weren't cheap, let me tell you. ABH last year released so many palettes. They had about, I think about 7 or 8 palettes that came out last year in total. That is a lot of palettes for one brand to kind of release, especially a expensive high-end brand. And these palettes, they aren't cheap. They are £68 each. I am not on the ABH PR list, so I did purchase the first one, and obviously I purchased the 4th one. I would have never been able to purchase all 3 last year, so I'm very lucky and very grateful that my boyfriend actually purchased the Volume 2 and Volume 3 for me. Otherwise I would have never been able to purchase them myself. She then launched this palette. I've forgotten what date she actually launched it, but I'll put it on the screen. And I was so flipping excited because I just love these palettes so much. I've got quite a bit of use out of my first 3, and when I saw she was launching this one, I was like, in my personal opinion, I feel like last year she came out with too many at once. Like I said, I would have never been able to purchase them. And of course, I don't earn a lot of money. And when she came out with like 2 in one go, I was like, I cannot afford this, which was such a shame. But I'm glad that my boyfriend did purchase them for me. But I can understand a lot of people would have never been able to purchase all 3 or even 1 because they are so expensive. Yeah, I wasn't expecting her to release this palette until maybe like later on this year. I didn't even realise she was going to come out with a Volume 4. I thought she was just going to stick with 3 volumes. But yeah, this is what the packaging looks like. She's very different to the first 3 that we have. It's just a pale pink with obviously the name on it and stuff like that. Obviously on the back it does just say Pro Pigment Palette Volume 4, and then just says that it's vegan and cruelty free, and it gives the website name and stuff like that. But yeah, I really like the packaging on this one. I feel like it's not as bright as the other 3, but I feel like the reason for that is because the inside is more what Norvina said, everyday appropriate. So I'll show you the inside. Obviously mine is kind of used because I have used it obviously. So this is what she looks like on the inside if you've not seen her. She's really pretty, really quite cute. I really love the tones in here. There's some really nice shades. I really like the brown shades. I feel like they're stunning. She's kept it quite neutral, but then she's obviously added quite a few pops of colour, especially with the bright yellow and with the pinks and the purples. If you don't know Norvina, she loves her pink and purple kind of shades. She's very into her purples, so I really like how she has still kept her purples in here but then added some neutral shades for people who just want a neutral-ish palette. I feel like the first three that she came out with were very bright, and obviously they're not going to be for everyone, so maybe if you are more into your neutral shades you will really like this palette. But yeah, so obviously I'm going to do some swatches because I haven't swatched the whole palette yet, but yeah, I'm excited. So yeah, I'm going to do some swatches of each row and then we will move on to this eye look. So the first row is really nice. There is some, the first two shades are quite sparkly, which is really nice. There's also a nice pop of a like purpley pinky colour, then like a mid-tone brown shade, and then the last shade on the row is like, it's like a sparkly bronzy champagne shade. The second row has got some really nice neutrally shades in it. I would say this is the most neutral row in the palette. Really quite nice. Moving on to the third row, we have some really nice pops of pinks in here, as well as some purpley tone shades. There's a really unique purpley lilac matte shade, which is really nice. And then the middle shimmer shade, which is like almost like a duochrome kind of shade. It shifts like more purple in different lights. Moving on to the fourth row, we have obviously the gorgeous bright yellow. It is definitely not as neon as what it looks in the pan, but it's still very pigmented. The middle shade, that gorgeous bronzy metallic, is stunning. Literally, that was one swatch. And the fourth row has some gorgeous mattes. Again, some gorgeous bright pinky shades. And of course we have them two amazing pressed glitters. The second one is gorgeous. I just feel like it has some really unique glitter particles in there. It's got some like different coloured ones. I do just want to say that swatches don't mean everything. You can have a really poorly swatched palette, but it could work amazing on the eyes and vice versa. So yeah, but I just thought I'd swatch the palette so you guys could see what the shades kind of look like, because they do look different in the pan than what they do when they're swatched or when they're on the eye, that kind of thing. So now that I've finished rambling, we're going to go ahead and get straight on into this eye tutorial. Okay, so I have just done this eye off camera quickly. This is like my 5th attempt of doing an eye look using this palette. It's not the palette, it's just me being weird. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and prime my eyelid. So the first shade that I'm going to go in with the shade E5, which is this bright hot pink shade. I'm just going to pop that like on the outer corner, but then blended through into the crease. These shades do have a little bit of kick up. So basing it off this eye anyway. I'm just like stamping this, and then when I get to like the outer parts, I'm like swiping it. So I've kind of like built this up to how I kind of want it. There's not too much fallout with this shade. I just feel like maybe with some of the other shades there's a bit of fallout. Maybe there's like a tiny little bit, but yeah, this is beautiful hot pink colour. Really nice, builds up really nicely. So yeah, I'm then gonna go into the shade C2, which is another like hot pinky shade. It's a bit more like purpley maybe, this one. I'm just gonna blend that like slightly above the hot pink shade. These two shades are quite similar, I would say anyway. And then I'm going to go into the shade E1, which is this like light pink colour. Really nice. I'm going to blend that above the pink shade. Well, the pinky shades, shall I say. This shade looks so much lighter in the pan than what it is when you actually apply it to your eye. I'm going to take the shade D2, which is this like neon yellow shade, but it's not like so bright. It's more like a light neon yellow, maybe like a pastel. I wouldn't even say that it's like neon like that. Yeah, it's like a light neon yellow shade. I'm just going to blend that like above all them shades we just applied. The yellow works so nicely with the pink shades, I feel. I'm then just going to go ahead and just go back in with all of the matte shades just to like make it blend a little bit more. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut my crease like I usually do with the ABH eye primer. It's pretty much my favourite eye primer. Now I'm just going to go back into the first hot pink shade we use, E5. I'm just going to put that. I'm just going to blend that shade from the shadow a little bit into the eye primer at the edges, just then it's not as harsh and it's more seamless. Okay, moving on to the lid shade, I'm going to take the shade A2, which is this lilac-y, like purpley shade. I'd say it's got a little bit of like a duochrome effect to it, like almost like a bluey kind of effect, but I'm not 100% sure. I don't know if that's what the shade is meant to be. There's a bit of fallout with this shade, guys. It's a little bit like crumbly. The shade is so pretty, so pretty. Now I'm just going to take like a small liner brush, like this is quite small, and I'm going to take the shade E2, which is this pressed glitter shade. It's got like a bit of like a reflect to it. So it's like a whitey colour with like little bits of like yellowy pinky reflex to it, and I'm gonna put that like on the line of my cut crease, if that kind of makes sense. I didn't use glitter glue on the other eye and it seems to be okay. I mean, I've got fallout from it, but that is literally from when I was applying it and I can't get rid of the glitter. So yeah, if you are going to be using glitter shades, I would say just do your eyes first and then your base. A bit tricky to apply, but you could use a glitter glue with it if you wanted to. I just decided not to, because the glitter glue that I have, I realised, isn't my favourite. So yeah. So I'm going to go ahead, do the rest of my face off camera, apply my last lash, and then we'll be back to talk about the palette. Okay guys, so this is the finished look. What do you guys think? I kind of love it. I can't lie, I kind of love it. As always, I will link everything else I'm wearing in the description box down below. Just quickly for my lip, I am wearing the ABH Crushed Liquid Lipstick topped with the nude lip gloss. This is from their like mini set they recently launched. I'm actually living for this look. I think it's so pretty, so cute. Yes. So what do I think about the palette overall? I have a couple of things to say about it. First off, the packaging obviously is stunning. It's a lot more plain compared to her first three palettes, which I do quite like. It's quite girly, quite chic almost. Obviously you've already seen the inside of the palette. Mine is already beaten up and abused from today's look, and yes, I really love the colour scheme of this palette. I think it's a lot different to the first three palettes that she came out with. You kind of look at this palette and you think you can get a neutral look out of it, as well as having like quite a few pops of colour in here. So like the pinky shades, the pop of yellow, the pressed glitters. She obviously doesn't have pressed glitters in her first three palettes, so I think it's quite nice that there are a couple of pressed glitters in here. But yeah, overall, to me, when I look at this, I do see more neutrals than in the other three palettes. So if you were wanting one of these palettes but you still prefer your neutrals, I would say maybe this one is a better one to go for, because there is more brownie tone shades in here. There's more neutral shimmers, that kind of thing, but then there is still pops of pink and purple. So if you do love your pink and purple as well, you might really like this palette. For me, I didn't have any problems with the mattes when it came to me applying them to my tacky base. I usually do use a tacky base anyway when it comes to applying eyeshadows. I don't usually set my primer, but obviously everyone is different. You can do what you kind of want to do, that's up to you. But yeah, I didn't have any problem with it. I did set my eyeshadow base when I tried to do a look before this one, and like the shadow, I used this shadow here and it just wasn't working. I used this one and then I tried to blend C4 and A3, so this shade and this shade, I tried to blend that shade out with them two, and it just looked so patchy. It wasn't blending properly, but again, I don't know if that was just because of me. I was trying a different eyeshadow shape than what I usually do, and maybe it's because I set the base that it didn't work properly. But yeah, I'm not too sure. That is down for you to decide. I'm just letting you guys know that if you do usually set your eyeshadow base, maybe this palette isn't going to be great, because they are pressed pigments and they do work better on top of a like tacky base. That is down to you guys to decide if you usually use a set base. If you wanted to try and use this palette on a set base, you could do, but for me it just didn't work. I don't usually use a set base anyway, but yeah, that's just my experience with it. I used just one shimmer, which, you know, it's quite different from me. Usually I use a couple. I literally just used this shade, but again, it went on like a dream. I used this glitter shade, and like I said, it went on like a dream. I didn't use any glitter glue with it and it seemed to work fine, but if you were using it all over the lid, you might need to use a glitter glue with it, but I literally just did the liner with it, so I didn't really need to. Obviously I'll continue to test this palette out some more and get some more looks out with it. But so far I am enjoying it. It's very different to her other 3 palettes. Like I said, it's quite, it's more muted, but there is pops of colour in there, so it's still quite bright. Obviously I created quite a bright eye look today, but I could have gone completely neutral. If you do want me to do a video using this palette, just using some of the neutral shades, and of course I can do that for you guys, just let me know in the comment section down below. I haven't done a neutral look in ages. And I think it'd be quite fun too. But yeah, so far I am loving this palette. Would I say it's £68 worthy? That is down to you guys. For me, I was going to purchase this palette anyway. Like I said in the intro, like I pretty much collect ABH palettes, so I wasn't going to miss out on this one. But it is down to you whether you guys think it's worth it or not, whether you feel like you need it in your collection. I'm just going to say I didn't need this in my collection. I didn't need it one bit, but I kind of wanted it, and I'm glad I do have it because it is really pretty and it's got some nice neutral shades in here. I could definitely travel with this. I know it's quite big, but it's also quite sleek at the same time, so I could probably fit it in my like suitcase or something like that. Like I said, it's down to you guys whether you think it is worth it or not. £68 is a lot of money, and if you don't feel like you need this palette, then of course don't purchase it. If you did want to get it, maybe put it on like a birthday list or a Christmas list, that kind of thing. But yeah, I'm really happy with it. I think the quality is definitely there, but again, this colour story is not going to be for everyone. So if you are interested in getting it, if you have the money to get it, I do recommend it, but I wouldn't say that you need it in your collection. Again, if you want me to do another look using this palette, then just let me know in the comment section down below. I am really impressed with how the shadows work, and I really enjoyed playing with them. So yeah, and I'm actually obsessed with this eye look. I'm obsessed. So I really hope you enjoyed today's video, guys. If you did, please remember to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, as I will be continuing to play with lots of makeup and post quite a few videos whilst we are still in lockdown. Don't forget to follow my Instagram and Twitter. At the minute I am doing a Instagram giveaway when I hit 9k. So far I think I'm nearly at 8,800, so I've got 200 more to go. So make sure to enter that giveaway as well, because there's quite a few goodies in there. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!